Focus on me. Focus on my face. There we go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your bae from Busan, and I just finished a short vacation. So for Chuseok, I actually went to Jeju Island for the third time, and I loved it. I loved it so much, and I can't wait to share that information with you guys. So without further ado, come follow your bae. Hey guys, it's your bae from Busan, and I am currently in a place I've never been before. 고양이! Oh, cute. I am here because me and my closest friend are celebrating Chuseok and her birthday in a very special place, and I'm taking you guys with me. We just had Chuseok in South Korea. Some of you may know what Chuseok is, but for those of you who don't know, Korea's Thanksgiving. And in a lot of ways, it has some similarities. It's a time of harvest, it's a time for family, there's no school, there's no work. But in the ways that it differs, Korea actually really focuses on past ancestors and family members as well during this holiday. So for Chuseok, a friend of mine invited me to a trip to Jeju Island. Jeju Island is at the southernmost part of South Korea. And it is great for kind of vacations, and it's created by volcano, I believe. Most of the island uses volcanic rocks to create most of the landscape there. And also people go there because the landscape is so unique due to eruptions and erosions of the earth. Actually, it was my third time to travel to Jeju. I went for the first time in 2014. Now this trip to Jeju was actually quite similar to my first trip 5 years ago. Most of the things that were planned by the tour group, which I'll put them in the description, they were amazing. Most of the things they plan to do are touristy things, very commonly known things, and most of the things they planned I had already done before. So for me, I wanted to use this trip as a self-reflection. So I decided in this trip that I wanted to show you guys my self-reflection and how I saw Jeju a lot differently than how I had the first time. So this trip to Jeju was chock full of hiking and various landscapes to look at, various activities to do, and we actually had one day that was completely free. Like we could do whatever we wanted. There were some suggestions, but there was like, do whatever you want, this is your day, you know, that's it. So most of the things that we did before that day was like going into a cave, hiking up Halasan, which is Hala Mountain, and all of those kind of things that I had already done before. I decided to do them a little different this time. So instead of hiking, it's a very hard hike, by the way. It's one of the hardest in Korea. Instead of hiking, I decided to just take pictures and vlog of the land around it. I ate some delicious things like a ice cream bar that was covered in a toasted marshmallow. Like it was like a carnival food or something. It was the weirdest thing I've ever had in Korea, but it was delicious. We also had buttered octopus, like grilled. It was really good. These things were really expensive because this was touristy, but they were so delicious and so well done. One of my favorite things is seafood, and Jeju, I mean any island really, just covered in seafood, so it was amazing. Janae, truth or dare? Last time I was in the shell, I was 5 years younger, 5 years naive, 5 years more confused about what the future would actually hold, who I was, who my friends were, even what Jeju was or what it meant to me, what Korea means to me. And it's so surreal being here 5 years later as an adult, as someone that lives in Korea, and experiencing this with new people and new friends, and me, who is what I feel like is a new person. It's amazing. It's a quiet amazement that I've been thinking about since I got here. And then the second day, we ended up doing more bus-led tours where we got to do some hiking. We went to a beach, and this beach had this beautiful kind of canopy style lounge and bar, and it was called The Cliff. And it was so beautiful, and it overlooked the ocean, and it was, the music was nice and the vibe was cool, but it was expensive AF. Like, a cocktail was like 11,000 won, which is roughly like $13 US. And that was insane. Like, we're not doing this. So me and my friend actually went to the convenience store, or 편의점. We went to the 편의점 and bought like alcohol there. Alcohol in Korea is super cheap. We bought alcohol and like sat outside of that bar and lounge and just like drank 10 cocktails for the same price. It was so fun, and we saved a lot of money doing that. Focus on me. My head looks so big on my shoulders. I don't know why my head's not usually this big. You guys, I did a twist out for the first time in my life, and I'm not upset. Is it the cutest thing? No, but I think it looks so cute on me. I look like such a teacher. I'm like, yes, children, spelling test. On the third day, it was finally our free day. And at first, me and my friend planned on riding ATVs, like the four-wheeler things around the mountain. Okay, I should be more specific. Our free day was to Udo Islet. So this is actually one of Jeju Islands, but it's a smaller little piece off to the side, about 15 minutes by ferry. So we decided to go there, and what people usually do is they travel around the island via bikes, both electrical and non, or ATVs or mopeds, that kind of thing. So we really wanted to try the ATVs, but we found out that you need an international license to use that, like other vehicles. So we were like, okay, well, we're just gonna bike it. So we got off the ferry, and as soon as we get off, this guy's like, hey, bikes, come over here, bikes. So we're like, okay, cool, like let's go get our bikes. And he's like, you want to do a bike tour? And I'm like, yeah, but we're gonna do it like alone. And he's like, yeah, okay, 3만 원, which is 30,000 won, which is like basically $40. And we were like, and it was only for 3 hours, and we had 4 hours to kill. So we were like, what? No, because the tour guide had told us that there was a different price. He was like, it's 10 bucks for 3 hours. So we expected that. So here we get off, and the guy is like, yeah, it's 30,000 won. And we were like, no, there's like 4 or 5 rental places in the area. So we just like kept it moving. And we get to the next one, and they're like, bikes. And we're like, all right, let's just see. So we go over to them. They've got the regular bikes, like the bikes that you did as a kid, that you rode as a kid. They have those bikes. He's like, yeah, they're 10,000 won for the whole day. And we're like, 10,000 won for the whole day, when the other one was like 30,000 won for 3 hours. Like, what's the catch? So we're like pushing the tires, checking the chains. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I was like, you're not hustling me on this little islet. Like, something's got to give. So we checked the bikes, nothing wrong with them. They work perfectly fine, no gimmicks. We pay the man, we're on our way. So we are biking. I filmed these next parts there, and it was just peaceful. You know, you can bike around the coastline, so it's always a really nice breeze, this nice sea smell, and there are horses and zip lining and all these kind of things. There's caves. It was just the cutest little islet. It's nothing like Dokdo. Dokdo is considered an islet too, but there's nothing at Dokdo. But Udo had so many beautiful things, and I couldn't capture everything because we were trying to bike around the entire islet in 4 hours, and we are not the best like in shape people. Like, we don't bike ever regularly, so it was a little tough at times. There was some uphill that we were just like, oh God, we're going to die. But we made it with like 20 minutes to spare, and we were able to stop and take pictures and enjoy it as well. So that was nice. Then we got back to the hotel, and mind you, we had been traveling since like 9:30 that morning. We got back at like 7. Like, we were like, we're ready to just call it a night. And then people came to our room like, hey, you know, it's the last night. Like, you guys have to come out. Like, come on. And we just couldn't. Like, we were so exhausted. So one of the things that I really reflected on during my trip was, who was this new person that I become? My first trip to Jeju, I was, you know, with a person that I thought I was very close with. You know, I was very out of my element. I was coming from America to Jeju. I was not good at the language. I was still trying the food for the first time. I didn't know what were culturally acceptable and what wasn't. I didn't have any expectations really. And maybe that was better because everything was new and exciting. But I remember at that time, I was probably at my worst with my iron deficiency and my overall health. And I just remember every day was hard. But this time I was thinking, you know, how I've changed in the past 5 years. I was there with a friend that I deemed just one of my closest friends that I've ever made, let alone ever made here in Korea. You know, I was with her, but I was also with a group of foreigners. I was with a company that planned this trip for 3 buses worth of foreigners to enjoy. And I was in an environment where people were speaking all types of languages around me. And in some ways, Korean was like our in-between language, and different cultures, and we're all enjoying the same thing. You know, I was able to see how much I grew as a traveler, especially as a videographer. Like, I was able to capture things in a way that was much better than even my Dokdo trip. I was able to really relax on this trip and really take in what's around me. It was amazing. I enjoyed this trip so much, and I'm so happy that I got to share it with you guys. I'm so happy I got to share it with my friends. I hope that you guys can visit Korea, try Jeju out, try some of the landscapes out, hike, go in a cave. All right, I'm gonna go, you guys. I am so sick. I am dizzy. I'm trying to stare into this black hole of a camera and stay focused, but yeah, I'm done. I'm tired. I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions about Chuseok, about Busan, about Jeju, about anything, let me know. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.